Do you know what the CIA's very first mission ever in its history was? On December 14th, 1947, the National Security Council issued its first top secret orders to the CIA. The CIA set out to beat the Reds in the Italian word TikTok doesn't allow, set for April 1948. And yes, let's just all admire the irony of how in a democracy in America, we can't use that word in our media or else we'll get censored. That's great. But back then, the CIA didn't really have an official budget and they didn't have a bunch of money. They just had a bunch of friends. So James Forrestal and his good friend Allen Dulles solicited their friends and colleagues from Wall Street and Washington, business people, bankers, and politicians. But it was never enough. So the CIA's first mission ever was to overthrow a government and fix a word I can't say. And to do it, they used money that came from all of their business people, friends, bankers, etc. But they needed more money too. So he convinced Snyder to tap into the exchange stabilization fund set up in the Depression to shore up the value of the dollar. Because who needs to do that anyways? The fund held $200 million that was earmarked for the reconstruction of Europe. And they funneled it into the bank accounts of a bunch of wealthy American citizens, a lot of them Italian Americans. One can only imagine what other organizations all these Italian Americans might have been a part of. They even told the donors to place a special code on their income tax forms alongside their charitable donation, so their CIA donations to help control a government over there was tax deductible. Quote, passing black bags to effect a political injection is not really a terribly attractive thing. No shit, but it worked. Italy's Christian Democrats won by a comfortable margin and formed a government that excluded communists. Good job, CIA. But don't worry, they just did it that one time. They would never do that in modern times. Except for when they did it in Japan and Guatemala and Iran and Indonesia and Vietnam and Laos and Nicaragua and Panama and Chile. I mean, I guess they've done it a few times, but they don't do it anymore. Like, certainly they wouldn't do it in any of these modern governments. But anyways, this book, it's a really good book. This has been my bedtime reading lately. It's called Legacy of Ashes. And Tim worked for the New York Times for a long time, so he's reporting like a mainstream take. But the reason why this is valuable, despite being a mainstream take, like for example, he doesn't acknowledge who actually did the thing to JFK, and he doesn't acknowledge a lot of other things that aren't like publicly disclosed. But what's so great about the book is he has personally dug through probably the most extensive compilation of primary sources of almost anyone about the CIA. This is the text of the book that's like 500 or 600 pages, and then it has 170 pages of primary sources. Okay, technically it's only this many pages because the back is an index, but all of this is him citing his sources. That's insane. And even though he misses all of the things that are horrible about the CIA that were never publicly disclosed, that we only know about because of like leaks or theories, it's still a really valuable book to like read between the lines. Transcripts from the president's office when they're ordering these like operations that weren't supposed to happen. He digs through all of the different congressional hearings. It just like gets you really inside information on what actually happened. And what actually happened is the CIA was basically set up to overthrow governments. And that's basically what they've been doing ever since. And when I started this channel, I didn't plan to talk about the CIA at all because like, why would you? I thought we were going to be talking about money and the stock market all the time. But like, if you want to understand how money and the stock market or government or world events works, you kind of need to know about the people that are professionals at controlling the world. So that's all for today. I know I've been off of here for a while, having internet problems, doing a bunch of remodeling and figuring out my new platforms and new tech. Things are going great. I'm happy. I'm healthy. Don't intend to have any accidents related to water or anything like that anytime soon. And this coming month, I'm going to be on the short form platforms a lot more because I know I've been missing you guys too. Drink your water. I'll see you soon.